Hello and welcome to the 7th round of the Monster Energy MX Nationals here at Horsham in Victoria. Today we're under the Monster Energy Kawasaki team awning here. Jay Marmont and team manager Troy Carroll, welcome to the show, boys.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Now we've got a couple of guests here this weekend. They're in green. Could be a little bit biased, but Mick Sinclair and also Cam Williams, they're out for this weekend. So good to have you guys here. First of all, Jay, coming back from injury, you missed the Harvey Bay round. Obviously, mathematically you're not out of the championship, but it looks like number 5 may not happen this year.
No, I think mathematically I am out of the championship. It's been a horrible year for me from the start, and just having them last few injuries, and it was just been so hard for me to go on. And went and got some surgery in the break, and ran into a few dramas. So it made sense for me just to sit out the last round and try and come back strong here. And I've been riding now for about a week and a half. Feel good on the bike. I feel a lot better now than what I was even mid-season. So I realistically looking at just trying to get out there and just have fun this weekend, even though it's raining. Try and pick out some positives and no pressure. Just go out there and enjoy my racing.
Now we're back at Horsham for the first time since 2010, the season opener. Then it's been 2 years since we've been here, Troy. It's good to have Jay back, obviously, and your team starting to shape up step by step once again.
Yeah, it is. Like the start of the season was like, I guess you could say it was really bad for us. We had a lot of injury with Jay hurting his knee before the first round, and Billy was out by the second round, and we just had Cade holding the fort up. So it was a tough year. It was like the first part of it, but Jay's back now. He didn't come back for the last round, which we sat down and we spoke about, and thought it was better for him to sit it out and get himself healthy again, and just get that bike fitness back up again. So. It's actually exciting for us now to have Jay back and Billy back at the next round. So I can see see the team starting to step up to what it should be doing throughout the season.
This Horsham event this weekend, it's been raining on and off during the week. Today it's sort of raining, again just misting. The track's obviously really muddy at this point. Is this a track? Is this a venue that you personally like? We were supposed to go to Barrable. That didn't happen due to a number of reasons. But so we find ourselves back here at Horsham.
Yeah, Barrable's a shame. They were old testing grounds for me at CDR, but I was looking forward to going on that track. But coming here at Horsham, it's it's a bit of a gamble coming here this time of year because Melbourne's renowned for raining, and we've got to roll the dice and come to these events, and it's a shame. It sucks for the club and the people that's going to be out here watching, but it's definitely going to be slippery and it's going to be muddy. But I think it was 2 years ago it started raining right before the last round, and I won by 20 seconds. So I'll keep that little card in my pocket.
I think it's going to snow, really. The weather. It's that cold.
It definitely is, especially for you Queenslanders.
Yeah, Queenslander, mate.
Now, 2 weeks ago, we saw Lawson Bopping step up for what was his first pro win. He's obviously the guy that took your place at CDR Yamaha. It's good for the series to see a young guy like him, and also Todd Waters come up. Guys like yourself and Josh Coppins are experienced guys in the sport, legends of the sport, really. So what's your take on that win for him? Is that something that, as a young guy, he will get momentum from?
Yeah, I've said it for a number of years. Even though I won my 4th straight championship last year, it was just a matter of time when these younger guys were going to start stepping up. And Todd's been injured in the past, and Lawson's, he hasn't had that factory ride. So seeing these, younger guys step up, it was only going to be a matter of time before they started mastering it. And I was standing next to Bopping today at the airport, and man, he's got some size about him. So he's been working hard. He seems to have filled out a little more on the body, and he's really handling that 450 well. So going to America has obviously helped him, and you can see that in his riding. And all these guys have made it a lot better for the championship, a lot closer, and I think it's going to make good racing. So having these guys step up, it's just they're getting more and more confidence this weekend, and once you start winning races and getting confident, there's no stopping you. So it's going to be a matter of these other guys like Brad and Josh to pull out their old tricks and go out there and try and beat them, and it's going to be the best man wins.
It's a 4-way fight for this championship at this stage, with Coppins leading the way. Waters has been consistent all year, just on that podium over and over again. Brad Anderson's another guy who's been up there. He's still in this championship, and Bopping is now tied with him. A 4-way fight for this championship. It's pretty good for the sport, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's it definitely adds a new level to the Pro Open class. You've seen this in the lights class over a number of years where they swap and change throughout the whole season. But like it's in the Open, it's always been pretty consistent. The guys, the top 3 guys are always there every weekend and they're doing their thing. And I think it's great that the young guys are stepping up. And it's even going to be better to see Jay back out there to put it to these young guys and put them through their paces. So I think there's a lot of depth. Through from the younger guys right through to the guys like Coppins and Jay who, won motos, won championships, and I think it's great for the sport. Not only that, it's great for the teams. There's a lot of animosity around the pits, and I can feel it. It's good. It makes me want to step up every weekend and try to do a better job for our guys. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to get out there tomorrow with Jay back, and then especially when Billy gets back at Appen, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's what we've seen so far this year. Josh Coppins, at Wanneroo. After then, he had a 42-point lead in this championship. You actually battled with him there, got to see him pretty up close and got that win off him there, so that was a good result for you personally. But now, since then, his championships lead has gone down to 12 points over Waters. Will he be feeling increased pressure, or...?
I guess that's up to Josh. I raced with Josh last year, and, man, he just kept... Right, every time I rose the bar, he rose with me, and it was unlucky for him to crash in the first corner at Coolum, and I felt like that I got the championship handed to me, but I was lucky to be there in the end. So, I think Coppins, being a champion, what he is, he'll pull this back and he'll work it out. I just think he's had a couple of bad races, and everyone's allowed to have them bad races. Every race can't be perfect all the time, so. I think he's had his bad races now, and now it's getting down to the business end of the championship. It'll be interesting to see, how he plays it and how he gets it underway. But he's a champion, and he'll work it out for sure.
Okay, now we mentioned the Australian riders on the rise, Waters and Bopping. Those guys seem to be the 2 kids on 450s right now. Not forgetting guys like Jake Moss, Ty Simmons. There's a lot of talent out there. But for you, Jay Marmont, you don't have that number 1 plate on your bike for no reason. Are you in a position where you can come back now, step up and start stealing wins off these guys? You might not be in the hunt for this championship, but can we see Jay Marmont potentially claim round wins? Are you even concerned about their championship?
No, not really. I'll be there to shake their hand at the end of the day, whoever wins the championship, and it'll be hard to hand over my number 1 plate, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't think I could go out there and win races. So for me, realistically, my goal is to go out there and make the podium this weekend. I know it's going to be tough in the mud, but consistent finishes, making the podium, and then I want to win every race from there on out. Appen, Moree, Coolum. There's no reason why I can't. I haven't won at Appen before, but definitely won at Moree and Coolum. I feel the team's made good progress with my bike. We've hired a new mechanic now in Andy Pringle. A lot of experience coming from Europe, so we're making some good steps there. So I feel that at the end of the year is going to be very strong for us.
Now, obviously for you, Troy, signing Jay Marmont, signing the guy with the number 1 plate at the end of 2011, that was a big gamble for Kawasaki, for yourself, and for Monster Energy, of course. It hasn't gone to plan so far, just been little stumbling blocks over and over, but for you, these wins at the end of the season, not to put any pressure on Jay next year, they're important to carry that momentum for the rest of this year into Supercross and then potentially 2013.
Yeah, it was a tough. It was a big gamble for Kawasaki, Monster, and the race team, to take on Jay, taking from winning so many championships. But we know we can do it. There's no we've sat down, we've gone through everything. Jay was injured at the start of this year. Through injury, he still won a moto in Perth, one of the hardest tracks of the year. So I've got no doubt that he can go out there and win motos again. It's even for Supercross coming up, we got machines organised. We did everything for Jay so he could build Supercross tracks, so he's ready for it. The testing will be ready for that. Mm-hmm. We've got everything, ready to go so that we can, tick all the boxes when we come to Supercross and make sure that, Jay's ready to go. For the back end of this season, I guess we just had to sit down and reassess our goals and go, you know what, that championship's still out there. There's 4 guys going for it right now, but what our goal is try to win as many motos as we can by the end of the season, and that's that's what we have to do. So, and we're going to work at that, and like let like the championship basically unfold itself around us. Like we just want to go out there and win, try to do everything we can, and let those guys fight for the championship. And like there's no, I don't think Jay's going to back off and let someone go through with someone else to help him win. He's out there to win himself, so that's how we're going to do it.
And just quickly looking towards the MX2 category, Luke Stike, he lives near you. I know he's a friend of yours. You have a lot of respect for where he's come from and how he's reinvented himself on the bike. Basically, he's won 50% of the rounds this year so far, 3 out of the 6 for the MX2 guys. He looks to be running away with the championship. His lead is 46 points at this stage. How impressive has he been in your eyes, and can we see anybody step up? Can Dale catch him? Can Gibbs, Keisha, or even Brendan Harrison's back this weekend? What's your thoughts on that class?
I've known Stokesy for a long time, and I never thought I'd say it about Stokesy, but he's actually riding smart. He's so caught up in Stokesy world at the moment, and he's really hard in his training, and he's just putting every bit of energy and dedication into winning this championship. And for me, watching Stokesy, he's won a few races this year, but the most impressive race I've seen him have was at Murray Bridge the other weekend when he crashed in the first corner and just worked his way up to about 6th in the field, and it really proved to me that he's out to win this championship. But for these other riders like Gibbs and Keisha and Harrison, they've showed their speed, especially Keisha. He's the guy that seems to have the speed every weekend, but something keeps on happening to him, whether it's his bike or whether it's whatever it may be. But Brendan back, I think, is going to be a good thing for him. It's been a while racing, but he's going to take a while to warm up to the field because they're going fast. But for me, in my mind, I definitely think the man to beat Stokesy, so he's going to be hard at this point.
And Troy, I know Cade Mosig, obviously your lights guy, your MX2 guy on the KX250F. He's got a pro circuit bike, a lot of parts. He got a lot of support from over there, and also on the factory team this year with yourself and Monster Kawasaki. Can Mosig step up? He's been knocking on the door. He's got the potential. He showed it, a lot of times. What's your opinion on him? Like, what would you personally be happy with for Mosig for the remainder of this season?
Yeah, I think the same as what we're looking for with Jay, to go out there and try to get some moto wins down. He's still in a position where he can run on the podium in the championship with not a problem in the world. So it's, the same thing, just go out there and try to, knock a moto out at a time. And like these guys have got nothing to lose right now, they've got everything to gain. So it is a tight championship. Stokesy, like Jay just mentioned, he's riding with so much. Like what I've said to a lot of guys, he looks like he's been in the series for 10 years. He's only a young kid, so. And I just love all these kids, like Keisha, Stikes, Kay, they've all got their own little personalities. They've all got these little bees in their bonnet, and they're out there to win, and it's great to see. And I think it's healthy for the sport, and I think it's going to be good to see those guys even step up to the big class and take on these guys as well. So. They've got a lot to learn, I think still, but I like the way they're heading. So.
Now, for you guys with the MXD class, it's obviously straight after the 450 motos usually, so you don't get to see them too much on the actual racetrack. But when the season first started, it was just a mixed bag. So many different winners, so many different guys. Nobody was really stepping up and taking control of the championship. Kane Lamont, he's won the last 3 rounds in a row. He's on a KTM on the 252 stroke now, so do you see much of that class? Is that something that you personally would sort of look to for talent for the future once they come through the MX2 ranks?
Yeah, for sure it is. We've got Hoppo running the Axis Motorsports under 19 team for Kawasaki, and we still watch that class very closely, and what Lamont's done over the past 3 rounds has been fantastic. And once a young rider like that learns how to win and learns how to control a race and control a championship, that's when they're ready to step up to the lights class. So it's definitely something we look at, and something we have to look at for the future of our sport.
And you were a guy, Jay, back when you raced, there wasn't the under-19s option. It was, I remember things weren't so easy for you when you first stepped up to the seniors. It was, a learning curve. You had more experienced guys, so it must be pretty interesting for you now as one of the elder guys of the sport, as a champion in the sport, to watch these guys develop.
Yeah, I don't really follow the under-19s too much. I like to go out there and watch them ride, and definitely Lamont, I've seen him ride. I've seen him ride at Moree at the state titles this year, and few different times, and same as Dylan Long, he seems like a bigger kid, but he you know, can throw around that bike. But you know, I don't believe that the championship is you know, the right championship. I think them guys should hop straight into the lights and kind of learn the hard way. You know, they kind of don't get the recognition what they should out there, and I think them kids are go good in the lights class, and it's not that they're wasting a year, but I just think they could step up earlier and you know, get to where they want to get earlier in their career.
Definitely a good point, especially for those guys who are, you know, on the fast track to development from a strong junior career. Now, the winners, guys, you're wearing green here. Jay, you're racing yourself, obviously. We know Queensland won the Origin, mate. You don't have to mention that. Just tell us who you think's going to win.
7 in a row, wasn't it, mate? 7 in a row?
Sort him out. Who's going to win each class tomorrow in your eyes?
Well, I'm going to have to be biased and say Jay Marmont. He's back. He's healthy. He's you know, everything's going well for him. Definitely in the open class. Kate Mosick, you know, he's had a great couple of weeks after Harvey Bay, and you know, like really improved at Harvey Bay. He was the best he qualified. So you know, I'm going to back my guys no matter what. The under-19s, well, you know, pick a name out of a hat. Really, I think Lamont's definitely got the you know, got the speed to do it, but. You know, you got Mitch Norris, you got all those guys that are back in there. So, and with the muddy conditions, you know, it could be anyone's.
Jay, you're obviously in the MX1. You hope to win yourself. Yeah, what's your thoughts on tomorrow?
Well, I'm not going to be Mick Sinclair and pick 3 people. I'll just pick one. So I like to think myself. I like to think for the lights. I'm a Stokesy lover. I think he's going to go out there and do well. And even though I love 252 strokes, I think I'm going to go Dylan Long. So they're my picks.
All right. Now, last week actually copped. 2 weeks ago, Townley gave me a little bit of a G up for choosing Jay Marmont every time. Now this time I'm going to choose somebody different.
Oh, I might win now, Al.
Maybe I am the bad luck.
Wait, Queensland, mate. We're going to look at the state of origin. You put money,
Cody
what do we put
Cooper.
money on?
He may be a Kiwi, but I'll pick him.
Righto.
Stokesy. He's won for me before, so I really like him. Big fan of him. How could you bet against what he's done? And Dylan Long, I think, in the MXD. Hopefully, he may be a 4-stroke.
So you didn't pick me, but you copied me on the other 2.
Copied him.
Close, mate. Close.
Yeah, but it's going to be a big event, a great race. Thanks for stopping by, you know, letting us come and film the show here and stopping by on the show, boys. It's best of luck for tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
And now, for you guys at home, just remember to check out motoonline.com.au. Check us out on all the social networking on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and we'll be there all weekend long. So, thank you.